Okay, I have been asked to show a bunch of the deck shields that I have here in the garage. Here's one of the Brunswick Automatics. I've got several of them. This one looks a little bit faded. It's in relatively good shape though. The front hole's not torn out too bad. It's still got the sides on it. It has like a bracket on there to kind of help support it a little bit. But next to that one, if you've seen any of the videos, is this A2 deck shield. And it's different from the one next to it. Now this one here, if you notice, has the indentation. Somebody cut them out. Let me show the back side of it. Can you see how it's kind of dimpled inward? Both sides are like that, but the turret frame hangs down, and those rods sometimes can hit the deck shield when it goes up and down, so somebody snipped that off of there. But if you see how that one is shaped, now another cool thing, remember that, I'll come back to that in a second, but this one has the A2 logo on there. This was on the pin setter at the church when I got it. Interesting, if you look at it real close to the side, you can see the original Brunswick script lettering in there. You almost see the, I think the C and the K on there right now. But this was the original deck shield that came on the pin setter in 1956, evidently with the original script Brunswick, which is just like this one here. Difference in that deck shield and this one, oddly, somebody just trimmed out where the turret would hang down on this one. This one is older and never had the dimple in it like this one did over here. So I'm assuming that this is an even older deck shield on probably one of the very first Brunswick pin setters. Because mine came out in 1956, about the first year, and it had the dimpled one, so this could be an even older deck shield. I saw it up at Tucker's. Got it. It was sitting outside, pretty weathered, but I just kind of like it. You know, it's very rustic looking. It's not in too bad a shape comparatively. You know, the front hole's torn out pretty bad, which is pretty common. The sides aren't too bad. It's got a bracket on there, and you know, it could be put back on if I really wanted to. Now coming over here, I got these two A2 deck shields. This is the newer style deck shield. They're steel, and see how instead of the dimple or somebody having to take a pair of shears and cutting out that, they kind of put a little notch in the very top of the deck shield for the turret wire, or the turret frame where it hangs down. Next to that is another one just like it. You can see the cutout on the top there again too. These came out of Houma, Louisiana. I got those from RJ when I was down there back in January. He had two of these that he got from another bowling alley. I forget the name of it. Now here is the classic 70s and 60s Brunswick gold bead deck shield. It's in relatively good shape. It came out of Twin Lanes in Cleveland, Ohio. Notice it's got the cutout on the top for the turret frame, but the itself is in relatively good shape. It's not torn up very bad at all. So I got that one, and then on the other side is, I affectionately call it Amy. That is my AMF deck shield that I made up after I got the Streamline masking unit, and we jokingly thought, hey, it'd be kind of cool to make an AMF deck shield. So I color matched the paint that was on the Streamline masking unit and got the deck shield, a spare one that I had, and painted it up. And a friend of mine does vinyl work, and he did the AMF logo on there, so I put that on there. And if you look back on the videos, it ran for several weeks on the pin setter. Okay, directly over the lane we have yet another gold bead deck shield that came out of Twin Lanes in Ohio as well. It's in pretty good shape. I had to do a little sheet metal work on the corners where it mount on, but it's in really good shape and could go right back on. Also next to that one, if you've seen, is another Brunswick Automatic deck shield. Now see, this one has the dimple in the top, hadn't been cut out with the shears, so this is a much older deck shield. This would have been on the pin setters probably in the late 50s, very early 60s, before they started doing the A2 conversions. The gold B was the predominant deck shield, but the late 50s, I believe, had the Brunswick Automatic on the pin setter. So if you see these, that's a very old Brunswick pin setter. A lot older than the 60s common ones. See, that's got the cutout over here. It's in pretty good shape. I've done some sheet metal work on that too, because the ears were broke out on it. See on the inside where I kind of just riveted a little bit of sheet metal on there so to have a place to mount it. This one actually ran This is the clean deck shield that I've got. I actually cleaned all the dirty ass nicotine off of it, so you can see it's a lot cleaner gray. The one that's running on the machine now, I'll show you in a second, is the one that I didn't clean that is pretty well stained up with the nicotine. So it's kind of got a gold appearance to the B, or the lettering, and a gold appearance to the crown on the frame around it. But that's just because of the cigarette smoking for all the years. Let me show you that one. Here is the Brunswick Automatic deck shield that is on the pin setter right now. If you notice, it's got some scuffs and scratches on it. I had to do a repair on the sheet metal on the top and below that. This one actually has the dimple in it without being cut out already, but you can see where the turret wire frame hangs down right where the deck shield would be. So the original ones didn't have that. I guess they had to be very precise how they were mounted, which you saw in that old Brunswick script deck shield. It didn't have a cutout at all, but somebody took a pair of shears and made their cutout. But if you notice, the lettering is not white. That is years of nicotine, dirt, and grease, and whatever else. You'll see also the surround around the crown looks more kind of gold looking, especially under the lighting. That's just, again, that's just the nicotine and the grease and dirt and everything else. But that's probably one of my favorite ones now because it's very original, very uncleaned, and we've had that one on for a while now. And lastly, I've had a lot of people ask if I had a jetback deck shield. Well, there it is. That one was probably one of the older ones because it's got the dimples in here, but somebody got a little overzealous and just hacked the whole corner in the thing so it wouldn't hit the turret frame there. It's pretty good shape. The front holes are in good shape. It's got a bracket over the original deck shield, which is common for the older ones to break like that. So it's very usable. I haven't put this one on before, but I might get it down one day and put it on. But this is the jetback deck shield. If you're watching us bowling and you're looking from the approach toward the mask unit, look in the far right corner and you'll see this one because this is in the very, very far corner of the garage. Also got some cool old crowns from the twin lane gold crown masking units. I didn't scrap them, I found them that way. So just something kind of cool in the garage here. But that is the collection of deck shields. Hope you enjoyed seeing them all. And we'll rotate them in and out and put them on the machine. If you got a favorite, let us know and we'll put that one on the front of the line. See you soon.